One of the things that we, in all worlds these days, walks of life, but particularly in the investment world, we are bombarded with information from all sources. It reminded me of that T.S. Eliot poem, The Rock. The line is, where is the knowledge that we've lost in information? How do you process so many things coming at you?
I think it's really important to know the difference between data and information and wisdom or insight. And you have to accept early that success doesn't come from knowing everything. It comes from knowing the things that are important. And, I grew up reading the Wall Street Journal, and every day in the Wall Street Journal, and especially in earnings season, you open the journal and there's a page where they tabulate companies' earnings, sales, earnings, EPS. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 companies in earnings season. And I used to look at them. And then after a short time, I stopped looking because I said, just a minute, looking does me no good if I don't know what was expected. You see a company made $20 last year and $30 this year. You don't know if that's good or bad. If it made 20 last year and people were expecting 20 this year, then 30 is a bonanza. But if they're expecting 40, it's a big disappointment. So merely reading that they made 30 doesn't tell you a damn thing. Why waste your time? So you have to give up on knowing the minutia and not think that being well informed means knowing all the facts. Charlie, in particular, he used to say, wisdom does not come from batting back a bunch of facts. And there's a book out called The Warren Buffett Way. And I was asked to write the foreword for maybe it's the current edition or some edition. And I wrote an article called The Exception. What makes Warren Buffett Warren Buffett? And I talked about the things that are singular about him. And one of the important ones is that he figures out which few things are important, and then he studies the hell out of those, as opposed to trying to know all the facts. And usually those few things that are the most important are not current data, but they are the forces that will make the company successful or unsuccessful in the company. And so it takes a singular intelligence to figure out what they are, and then a singular insight to predict what's going to happen with regard to those few things. But that's how you reach success, not by being, an encyclopedia. Respond to your question. When do you get off? And it's interesting because of all the books that have ever been written about investing and all the words, I would guess that less than 1% have been written about selling. They're almost all about buying, when to invest, what to invest in, how to choose what to invest in. You shouldn't sell things just because they're up, because if they were a good buy in the first place, maybe they have further to go. And you shouldn't sell things just because they're down, because if they were a good buy in the first place, maybe they're better now that they're cheaper. So selling because something's up or selling them because something's down, neither one is right on its face.
Right.
There can be personal, situational reasons to sell, like you need the money. If you're free from those, and obviously there's only one reason to sell, which is you reanalyze it. You examine your prior thesis. You look to see if your prior thesis is still correct. You look to see if there is still room for appreciation under your prior thesis. And then you say, is it an investment I would make today? And if the answer is absolutely not, then you probably shouldn't hold it. But, most people who are doctrinaire, who are, I would say, smug, say everything's either a buy or a sell. I don't think that's true. I think there are things that legitimately holds. You bought it when it was 10. Now it's 20. When it was 10, you thought it was going to go to 20, you update your thesis, and now you say, I think it can go to 25. Well, maybe you don't want to buy it for the trip from 20 to 25, but maybe you're feeling good enough about the trip from 20 to 25 that it's still worth holding. So there's some more juice in the orange.